More than I thought, and somehow I'm still disappointed. The Vegas Golden Knights lose to the Seattle Kraken 4-3 in overtime, and we started off hot, 2-0. The first one on the power play from Pavel Dorofeyev, who, this power play a little bit broken down, but they were able to still cycle it through, and of course Nick Waugh, because Mark Stone injured, and you could tell from the empty netter when he went up and grabbed the puck and then put it down and then shot it, when he curled away from the boards and towards the bench, the grimace on his face, definitely not inciting a bunch of rumors about how Vegas didn't announce anything until now, and anytime they announce anything regarding Mark Stone being injured, of course it's going to launch into this giant debate about clowns coming from across the league saying about LTIR merchants and all this stuff, even though he is literally leading the team in points. Well, not anymore, but he has been one of the driving forces behind play. He is our most valuable player, and the expressions that he creates, because the energy that he provides to this locker room is exactly what prevents blowing a 2-0 lead. I hope that Stone returns on Monday for 3 reasons. 1, I just want the health of the player, obviously, like that's priority number 1. 2, he is our most valuable player, and having that production is invaluable compared to any other player or players that we could get for $9.5 million. And somehow fans don't seem to get that. Hockey fans don't seem to understand that. I don't know what to tell you. Especially because if we continue to have him out and continue to blow 2-0 leads in games, we might, go from top of the Pacific to struggling for a playoff spot faster than you can say. Exactly. And number 3, I am so sick of this narrative, but this video is not about Stone and LTIR, it's not about any of this stuff. We had Jonas Rönnbjerg come in, and he wasn't terrible, but going from Stone to Rönnbjerg is quite the drop-off, eh? Especially because Stone is a leader in that locker room, and I've never been in there, so I don't know if Rönnbjerg is or isn't, but Mark Stone. Anyway, Dorofeyev, his 8th. That is his 8th goal of the season. This is game 14. I thought he was still eligible for the Calder. He's not. It turns out because he played 25 games last season, which, 47, yeah. Fine, no, not for the Calder, for the Rocket. I'm not joking. He is having one heck of a season and should be growing on everyone's radar that isn't already familiar with the Vegas Golden Knights market or their team or players, because it turns out most people aren't, especially the ones that are constantly just throwing LTIR merchants into the comments of every post that's ever made regarding Mark Stone. No, I don't sound that bitter, do I? Like I said, it was a 2-0 lead, right? And the second goal, Nick Waugh, who he got bumped up to that power play line, which is how I launched into that whole shebang about Mark Stone, because he was in Stone's spot, and he's the one that fed it over to Dorofeyev, and it was a beautiful play. And then Nick Waugh, even strength this time, because even though we're power play merchants, and that didn't ring true for the rest of this game, but Nick Waugh, even strength, comes in, buries it. Just another great play, really solid play. And then things turn from there. Brandon Tanev, there's a turnover in the neutral zone for Vegas, and he goes in, he's one-on-one with Hill, and he buries it. And it's 2-1 to the Kraken going into the second period. And to this point, like, Adin Hill could have saved that, I guess, and you need the goalie to make a save, right? Because that's the name of the gig, and even though it's it's a breakaway, sure, he played phenomenally tonight. It could have easily been a blowout with a 6-2 victory for the Kraken, but Adin Hill was phenomenal tonight, even though he allowed 4. Why did I say 6-2? We scored, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, this game could have definitely been way more out of hand than it was because of Adin Hill's phenomenal performance, especially in that second and then third period, because the Kraken outplayed us the rest of the game, basically. They outshot us, I want to get accurate numbers on this one, 13-5 in the second period. And honestly, that entire period just felt like it was controlled by the Kraken. And hey, remember how I said Brandon Tanev, who would turnover king, be able to score? Yeah, well, it turns out he likes defensive zone for Vegas turnovers as well, and is able to bury another puck to make it a tie game 2-2. His hat trick watch, he's already had one, so that's probably why he didn't get his second tonight. And statistics will show you Vegas outshot Seattle 9-7, but the reality behind that is most of that came in the final like 5-ish minutes because Seattle strikes again. It was Bjorkstrand on the Tanev goal, the second one, had to clarify. Ty Cartier, I really like this player. He's a young player. He plays a very physical game, but he showed right there, like he maintained possession of the puck, was able to feed it over to Tanev, and there nothing Hill could have done, but it was a really good play from them. And then this next goal from Oliver Bjorkstrand, I butchered that so bad and I'm so sorry. Hill goes for the poke check and Bjorkstrand just flips it over him and it goes into the back of the net and it's 3-2 Seattle Kraken. Shea Theodore draws a penalty in the dying minutes of the third period and I'm like pleading that we can be power play merchants, please. And no, it didn't end up happening. It was a fantastic kill from the Seattle Kraken and they also had another fantastic kill earlier in the game and it was like Vegas's power play of last year. Terrifying thought, really. But the third power play attempt was really, really good. And something I didn't mention about the first power play that we scored on with Dorofeyev is it was a 5-on-3, a full 2-minute 5-on-3, and Jack Eichel drew both of those penalties. Fantastic effort from Jack Eichel to keep his feet moving, to draw both of those penalties, and then, of course, passing lanes are going to open up because it was a 5-on-3. During that 5-on-3, Jamie Alexiak, he gloved the puck and made a save. He didn't grab it, he gloved it. He used his glove to make a save. So Alexiak for Vezina, I guess. Joey Decord was the goalie for Seattle. He's the one that shut us out in the Winter Classic. Hey, Seattle fans. Vegas pulls Hill with a lot of time, like over 2.5 minutes, I'm gonna say. And cool. Glad that we were aggressive in going for it. I didn't really think that we would because our 6-on-5 has been horrendous in the last year and a half. And even though it's like a power play, but not at the same time, it was, I just didn't really think, especially with how Seattle had played up from the drop of the puck in the second period through this point. But to my complete surprise, Alex Pietrangelo on the point is just sends it on, and I thought it went off of Hurdle's stick and he redirected it to go in, but no, it went off of one of the Seattle Kraken defensemen's or skaters' skate to go past Joey Decord and into the back of the net to tie it 3-3 with just under 2 minutes left to go. I was just grateful to be going to overtime. There were a couple of moments there where it could have not gone to overtime, but for both teams, I just was super grateful to be getting there, no matter what happened in overtime. And honestly, these timestamps show you everything you need to know about this because oh my goodness, immediately to start overtime, it's a turnover from Eichel as the other two skaters that started overtime with him went for a line change. And so Seattle gets the puck over to Jared McCann, who streams in all alone. He snipes it on Hill. Another breakaway shot that Hill could have saved, but you also can't completely blame him, even though it's the name of the game is to make a save there. So it's a little conflicting there, just like how I'm conflicted about how I was grateful to be there in the first place and we stole a point. Let's just say it what it is, but that effort in overtime? Are you kidding me? What are you gonna do?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot.
Vegas goes 3 out of 4 points on this small road trip. And, good for Seattle. It was nice to see Stephenson again, even though that contract is extremely rich, in my opinion, still. It is the going rate for a second line center in this league. And if he decides that he wants to shoot it, then good for him. He will unlock everything that contract is worth, in my opinion. He just needs to actually decide that. And hey, like a couple of weeks ago, I saw him take a one-timer. I don't remember if I ever saw him do that in a Vegas Golden Knights sweater. So hey, congrats to that for him and his contract. Obviously go get your money. I'm at the same time glad that we don't have that contract on the books if we couldn't have. And we have Hurdle instead, so you know, and that's who I thought scored the tying goal, but it wasn't Hurdle, it was Petro, that was his. A lot of information just flowing out of me right now, and it's late. I'm gonna play basketball in like 5.5, 6 hours, so I'm gonna call it here. That was the game against Seattle Kraken, where yeah, we stole a point, and I am still disappointed. And I very much believe that we would have won that game with Mark Stone in the lineup, but I digress. That's gonna be it for Game 14's nightly review. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good night.